You're fired.
I didn't know you were going to do that.
I didn't either. Today we're gonna talk about 3 reasons you should fire your banker. And I don't have anything against your banker, but get rid of the bank, okay? You can still play golf with your banker. You guys go get tacos on Tuesday or whatever. But you are hurting your financial picture by keeping your money in the bank. So we're going to talk about 3 reasons you should be your own banker. If we have time, we're going to talk about a 4th. And
Woohoo!
anyway, I'm Mark McKay.
And I'm Marcy McKay.
And welcome to Sage Smart Solutions. Please join us weekly as we discuss new and exciting ways to protect your assets and retire tax-free. All right, Marcy, I want to before we get too into this, I do know how to work a spreadsheet in a PowerPoint, and when we do these examples, I do have the best case design people in the country working with us.
We like to old school it.
But why go into the 20-minute deep dive on the specifics of a plan that is not yours? Let's get the concepts down. Let's learn some basic reasons. And then when you call and we set an appointment, we can put together a real world plan. I got to quit using that. It's hard to say, but real world is hard to say.
You say it fine. That's your situation with your numbers, with
Real
your
numbers.
family's hopes and dreams, struggles.
We can put your name on it. but I also want to bring that when you see some of these agencies and things that have 6 or 7 videos a week, and they've got courses that they want to charge you a few $1,000s for or whatever. I get that, and I understand the process, but if you are ready to take that step to protect your financial future and get a double-digit rate of return that can provide you tax-free income, we can walk you through it step by step. And when I say walk you through it, I'm saying, we will put together all the paperwork, deal with the various companies. This is an actual putting the ball into play rather than just saying, okay, yeah, I'm in. Now let's start some education process where I'm going to watch 47 videos. Anyway, what did I say? There are 3 reasons?
Yes.
Number 1 reason
To fire your banker.
to fire your banker is rate. It's a great reason, rate. So, the number 1 reason is rate. What do I mean by that? Well, what's your bank account pay you?
That much.
And, I thought about this, and I was like, I should be generous and say, 2%, that the people that watch these type of videos are going to go out and educate themselves, are comfortable dealing with online companies.
No, with what gas costs these days, it costs more money to drive to the bank to check or get money out.
You're the only person I know who still goes into the bank, so that's not... I'm talking about, that's kind of what I'm talking about. Marcy would probably want to fire the bank, but... you can do all that without just like you can start your infinite plan with us.
I have mobile banking, so I know what you mean. But it's just the rate of return.
Yeah, the rate.
For a CD, it's pitiful.
But I was going to be generous and say that, these people will go out and find the best rates. But then I got a couple of the big ones, more aggressive ones like Capital One things. Banner ads started showing up, and they were like 0.9%.
Right.
0.6%, and those are significantly higher than most of the rates out there.
Right.
So I'm going to use 1%. We can put together a cash management strategy using the SAGE technique that we can provide a 12% rate of return. I don't have any clue if that's legible from there or not, but
12%.
12%. So the bank, your golfing buddies over here will pay you 1%. Okay. At 12%, do you know how long it takes to double your money? Rule of 72, divide by the interest rate. That's how many years? 6 years. So in 6 years, let's say we put in $50,000. So in 6 years, we have $100,000. Right? In 12 years, how much do you think we have?
200?
$200,000. But the important thing along the way is that if we needed $20,000 6 years into it, it's there. And we can go borrow it. But we're not reducing our principal. If you borrow it from your bank account, let's go over here. If you put in $50,000 into your bank account, paying 1% or averaging 1%, how long will it take you to double your money?
To get to that?
To the rule of 72, how long is this going to take you to double your money?
12 years?
72 years.
72 years?
Yeah, at 6%, you'd
Oh,
be 12
okay,
years.
okay.
72 years to get to 100. You know how long it takes you to get to 200? Another 72 years. So
144.
in 144 years, your family will have the same amount you could have in 12 years. And the bad part about this, you only get to use this dollar once, this bank dollar. This, we get to use twice, 3 times, 4 times. We've got this bank account over here. It's got liquidity. It's flexible. Solid rates of return. Now, I do feel like you should have 2 months' expenses in this type of a bank account. And most good financial planners will agree that you should have at least 6 months of living expenses liquid. But the problem with going with a traditional bank is it kills your rate of return. It's dead money. It's like equity in your house. Sounds good on paper, but it is dead money. It's not dead, it's earning 1%.
It's almost dead.
It's on life support.
It's gasping.
And if you need to borrow it, you're not going to get the 1% anymore. Like if you need to pull money out, they're not going to keep paying you. You pull money out of here, now we do have to pay interest, but since this is a tier 1 asset, we can get very favorable interest rates. Let's say we go out and get 3 3/4%. They're still paying me 12% on my account. I'm just paying a little bit interest on the amount I borrowed. So if I've got $100,000 here and I borrow $50,000 to go keep my business afloat because the economy's in a big recession, my principal is still earning that competitive rate of return.
Wow.
So, what's our second reason?
So, reason number 1 is rate.
Reason number 2?
I don't know.
Also rate. Because what is one of the features of the SAGE method?
Flexibility.
That you can borrow from it, that
predictability.
liquidity,
Okay.
that you've got money there. So, let's say you want to go out and leverage something. Let's say you're using this to finance real estate purchases. The bank's rate of return is determined by the bank, or the rate that they're charging on the loans. And you're at the whim of whatever they feel like charging you at that time. So going with the SAGE method, with a leveraged cash value life insurance plan that is set up for retirement, but we have enough liquidity that we can access that along the way. Unlike your 401k, unlike your IRA, unlike your Roth IRA, we have liquidity. And that means, so.
Number 1, rate. Number 2, rate.
And number 1 rate is that the rate we're earning on our money. You know what you're getting at the bank. You're losing 8% a year to inflation in the bank.
And what do you mean by the number 2 rate?
The second rate is if you want to access these funds or if you want to finance a purchase, the rate that we can use by properly employing the SAGE method, you get to dictate it. It's, if nothing else, a lot of these plans will have what's called a wash loan rule, which we can typically with some planning do even better than that. But if nothing else, these policies allow you to borrow money basically at zero. So they're saying, okay, we'll pay you 5%, we'll charge you 5%. And the nice thing about that is if you have $100,000 in there earning 5% and you borrow $20,000, well, your $100,000 is earning
okay.
8 or 5%, and the amount you borrow is just the 20,000 is paying the 5%.
Okay,
So it washes.
You said at the bank, if you're only getting 1% to begin with, and you borrow money,
what's your credit card?
They're not going to keep paying you at 1% if you take money out.
If you take that money out, you're done with it. Use that money. Your bank only lets you use that dollar once.
Right.
So they're not going to pay you anything because you pulled it out there. But let's say you want to leave it in there earning that 1%, and you go to your bank and you borrow it. The rates are not going to be in your favor, especially now compared to last year or the year before. Number 3, being your own banker, setting up a family bank where you have access to a big bucket of cash that you can tap into tax-free without having to worry about market timing. It will make you a better investor. What do I mean by that? If we are, let's say 2 years from now, real estate has gone down 40% from where it is now. Let's say crypto has gone down to, let's say Bitcoin's at $10,000, and you think, okay, it's worth taking a flyer down here. Do you really want to go to your bank and say, hey, I feel like it's time to take a flyer on some crypto. Let's get the process going for, lending me some money. Or I need to tap into this brilliant CD you guys have over here that's charging me 1% taxable.
They don't want your money to leave the bank.
You've got to, with the SAGE method, you're fast. You have the autonomy over how you invest your money. And you don't have to go through a loan committee who's going to go, oh, he doesn't need crypto, he's going to buy it. What those guys with the bad ties think about your investment strategy,
none of their business,
is irrelevant.
Right.
So be in charge of your own financial future. This allows you to be nimble,
have faster access, is what you're saying.
and you've got more leverage in a if there's any sort of a bidding situation. Say, okay, you know what? I'll match that guy's offer, and I'll cut you a check tomorrow.
Right.
Whether you be for a piece of real estate, a small business, a car, a piece of art. I don't know. But you need options, and this will make you a better investor. The other thing it will do to make you a better investor, let's say you're a real estate investor.
It will make you more money, which makes you a better investor.
You know what? You summed it up. Because let's say you've got some real estate portfolios, and with interest rates going up and the housing market, you liquidate a couple of those properties. Those properties have been cash flowing about 12% a year for the past 10 years. Well, now you just took that 12%, you're going to put it over here in Capital One. I was going to say something disparaging, but I didn't come up with it. Capital One will charge you 29% on one side and pay you 1% on the other. They're going to park your money for you. Well, if you leave your money over here too long, you know what the average real estate investor is thinking when his money's sitting here? I got to go out and buy another property. I got to go out and buy another property. Guess when you make bad decisions?
When you have to.
When you feel like you need.
When you feel pressured.
Yeah, you think, oh, I can't leave this. This is killing my returns.
Right.
Bob's accountant said that he's returned 17.2% over the past 5 years after he crunched all his numbers. I don't want Bob to think he's a better real estate investor than me. Take ego out of the decision-making process. But
right.
You come over here, and this will get where this 12%, if we keep ramping it up, can get even higher. And it actually will get a higher rate of return than your speculative real estate investments, your rental properties, your multifamily units, whatever it may be, your flip houses. So this makes you a better investor, not only because you have flexibility, you have agility, you have decision-making power.
You have access, and you're making more money.
But your idle funds are not just bleeding your returns dry. Yeah. So give us a call. Let us, say, Mark, I'm 55 years old. If I move $50,000 now, I might need to touch a little bit of it in 7 years. I might need to touch a little bit of it in 10 years. But I need I need some more buckets that allow for tax-free access. Because that's the other thing about that. That's a whopping 1% taxable. You're going to get a 1099. there have been times in the past where I've had people not, they just leave it in an account that doesn't pay interest because it's not worth the hassle.
Right.
And rates have been that way for a long time. Now they are going up, and don't let your money sit there for too long, killing your returns at 1%.
They're safer, smarter options.
Yep.
You just have to educate yourself.
This is how your bank is investing their money.
Yeah, that's a very good point.
Invest like the bank, not in the bank.
That's good.
Anyway, like I said, watch the Masterclass. There's a link below in the description that says become our client. It's got a link to view our video. If you register, we'll send you a link to it. It's 40 minutes. It's educational. You will learn something. If it feels like that it's something you want to learn more about it, schedule an appointment. Tell me your situation. We will put together an actionable plan for you. Let you see the numbers in black and white. I do know how to run a spreadsheet, and I do know how to work in PowerPoint. So we'll set up a Zoom call, and we'll go through actual numbers showing you how you can provide a tax-free income for your family in retirement. Don't let Congress screw up your retirement plans.
You're on fire today.
All right, thank you very much. Please like and subscribe to our videos.
Have a good day.